Today I want to talk about how to think about and how to participate in energy healing when you're too tired to heal, when you're too sick, you're exhausted from caregiving, so you can't, whether you're the healee or the healer, especially with cancer, it's emotionally and physically draining. And a lot of people make it harder than it needs to be. All right. And so I've been doing the Bengston Method since 2009, and I felt like I lost people because I was making it too hard. So I really get it. Like I feel like I lost people. It makes me feel bad because I didn't know how to help them back then. But now I'm much better at understanding that you don't have to do healing perfectly. There's times to rest. There's times to put exertion into it. If it's too hard, you're probably doing it wrong. Things like that. So in my octave resonance healing approach, when we connect over a distance, or we connect even in person with healing, our imagination and our emotions go to our healee if we're healing them. For the sick person, our prayers and our imagination go to trying to invoke healing, and that requires effort. Okay? And I would say that if you are so sick that you just don't have it in you, that you shouldn't do it that way. Like, you need to find another way. For me, sometimes when I'm sick, I don't have the energy to watch television. It's too much energy. I want to be quieter than that. And I would say that if you're that sick, that you should be that quiet, that you should just rest and be as unconscious as possible. Float around. Don't do anything. But you say, but I've got this life-threatening condition. I got to do something. So for that, I would invite you to just come to these Facebook Lives and just listen passively. And I would ask you to, or get energetically charged cotton, where you cut or have somebody else cut it and you put it on your body, and then you just rest. So there's some very, very, very passive things that you can do that are effective, that are perfect if you're that sick. And I think it's not good to strain yourself when you're that sick. I think it's better to rest deeply, deeply, deeply. It activates your immune system to rest deeply. So you want your immune system to be activated. So definitely do that. But what if we're just emotionally drained? Like, we're working full time and our dog has cancer and we just are too tired to do it. Then I would say, again, my television analogy, it should be about as hard to heal somebody as it is to watch television. It's like, yeah, it takes a little bit of focus, but it's mostly passive. It just takes a little thread of connection. And so if you're doing the Bengston Method, and if you're new here, welcome. I do mostly the Bengston Method. And with my ways of doing it. But if you have that thread that you're cycling, you're hypercycling, and you're mostly just relaxing, it's sort of like having, like the healing is watching you. You're not making it happen. Sometimes I ask my spinner, like, can you please spin without me working so hard? And of course it says yes. And it makes me feel like I can be very, very tired and I can still heal. Okay? And I can still manifest the things on my list without being, being at my right peak moment of productivity during the day and everything, all the stars aligning so that I can do it just right. I can actually do it when I'm rather uncomfortable, when I'm upset, when I'm driving, when I'm doing other things. It is rather, it takes a little bit of effort, but a very little bit of effort, okay? So you could say that rather than effort, you want to have presence. And I can be present with somebody and be very tired. Like I can sit on the couch and just be with my dog. And I'm really there with her. It's an intimate moment. We're having a nice time, but I'm not efforting. Same thing with healing. All right. And sometimes these tired states can actually enhance the healing because we're too tired to manipulate and control it. In some way, we kind of surrender it and say, I'm too tired to do this right, so just do it not right. And then paradoxically, it is right when you do it that way. So, yeah. And remember that in contrast to a lot of other healing methods, the Bengston Method doesn't work by aligning your beliefs. It doesn't work by aligning your energy field. It doesn't work. It's like a subconscious thing. In a lot of ways, it doesn't matter what your energy, your personal energy is doing, whether you're the healee or the healer. It's really about something way more subtle than that. I would say it has to do with your life force, which is not your emotions. And then sometimes we say we're too tired to do the healing for somebody. And the other thing I think of with that is emotional fatigue rather than physical fatigue. Sometimes it brings up all our fears. Like, what if this doesn't work? What if I'm not good at it? It's like it's cumbersome to have all that gunk come up while you're trying to heal or be healed. And I would say that just be present with it all and cycle anyway. Like, just say, you don't know if it's working. You don't know if you're doing it right. You don't know if there's a right way to do it. You don't know anything. But part of being present is being present with all that. And that's just life. That's not necessarily healing. You be present with your emotional body no matter what. And then if it is an emotional problem, often it opens up, and then suddenly, the energy starts flowing and you feel the chi moving, and you're happy that you paid attention to your resistance, to your fear, to your worry. I'm not telling you to stay in a state of worry and fear, because my experience is that if you can really be present with your fear and be really present with your worry, that it evaporates after a few minutes, or it lasts a half hour instead of days and days and days. And if you need help being present with an emotional state, that's what therapists are good at. That's what I'm good at. There's ways to get help with that. Now, another thing you can do if you're too tired is just to go to sleep. All right. And so a way to do is to maybe write the name of yourself or your wish, put it under your pillow. That's a huge ritual for your subconscious mind, and just ask that your sleep connect you with your healing in your dreams. And you're not consciously cycling, so are you really doing the Bengston Method? Maybe not, but I think it's still a very powerful thing to do while you're sleeping, is just to assume that put the request to your subconscious mind that is always active whether you're asleep or not. Okay? All right, so let's see, I took some notes here. You don't have to be energized to heal. It's more fun that way. It's more fun always to have lots of energy, but it's not necessary to heal. You don't have to wait until you feel better to heal. I know since I do healing for a living, sometimes I feel better than other times. I never really feel like if my stomach hurts or my back hurts or something, I never feel like that is interfering with my ability to heal somebody else. I actually put it into the healing. It's part of the present moment. And any discomfort that I'm feeling because of my body, I just let that be grist for the cycling mill. And it's part of the present moment. I don't need to suppress it. I don't need to indulge in it. It's kind of irrelevant. Unless it's so, distracting that I can't focus on talking to somebody, but usually it's okay. And then with, so the Bengston Method has been documented time and time and time again, like in 18 peer-reviewed university studies to cause complete cancer remissions in mice. And people, it's not so steady with. The studies just haven't been done. But I can tell you it's not 100% or 90% of people who try the Bengston Method. And there's lots of reasons for that. But still, we hope when we have a life-threatening illness and we want to try the Bengston Method, we hope that it's work. And it's hard to rest if you feel like your life is in danger. It's, your cortisol's pumping. It's like you can't rest. And yet that resting and relaxation response stimulates our immune system. So I would say that if it's hard for you to rest because you're so worried that you're going to die or your loved one's going to die, that I would put an image on your rapid image cycling list of you sleeping deeply tonight or tomorrow night or whatever, like that you're able to rest, because that will help you a lot. It will help you receive the healing. It'll help you receive if you're not tired, you will be more creative in how you connect with your, the person or the animal you're trying to heal. So rest is just like self-care rest. It's all good. And I would never want you to feel like you're doing something great by pushing past your limits to learn the Bengston Method, to memorize your list, to do it all perfectly. In the meantime, you're running on empty and your life is falling apart. You don't want to do the white knuckle grip. You want to relax and allow this beautiful technique you want to hold on to what you can and not what you can't of it, and know that you always have enough for your next step. And if you let that in, you'll be stronger, and the next step will come, and then the next step will come. Okay, good. All right, so if you're watching this later on YouTube, please like and subscribe, and comment. Let me know what you think is going on with you when you're tired, and how you've worked with that in the past. If you're watching this, you're either a caregiver of somebody who's ill, who is trying to use energy medicine, or you're somebody who is ill and you're looking for solutions. And either way, we all get tired. So let's have a little discussion about that. Okay, great. Okay,